Wow, an event for our crowd and our fans and the following and all that. What a beautiful night for a Monday Night Football game, and to make it that dramatic and all. That was an incredible football game. One nobody will forget that game. It was an interesting game in that early on we didn't get going well, and we stumbled around a couple penalties and things like that. We just lost our drives, and defense gave up an easy drive kind of in the first one, but then we just hung in there and just kept hanging and hanging. And it really was the theme of the night, that we just kept playing and knowing that if we just keep hanging in there, something good could happen, and we stuck with it. And sure enough, the plays just started happening. Some beautiful football by a bunch of guys. I loved the way we ran the ball in the third quarter. It changed the game. That drive, and then we threw it, and then the drive after that, we ran the ball well again, and really kind of took the game in our control for us. So that it was the game that we wanted to play against these guys, and so it worked out beautifully. So many guys made things happen in a special way. Kenny played a great football game for us tonight. He was all over the place. Just a fantastic game, running and catching. By the time the game was over, it took all night to get it done. Drew played a fantastic football game for us and did a beautiful job. DK came through in the last drive and then other times in the game, and just tough plays, really difficult plays. He made them that other guys might not make. And then the throw and catch to Jackson. I haven't seen the good looks of it yet, but I do know from what everybody's comments were, that's the guy that's going to make that play. He's going to make that catch. He's just that good. And for him to have that opportunity, for Drew to put the ball on him, for Shane to call it, guys protect all of that. There's so many gorgeous things that happened there football-wise that gave us a chance to get ahead there at the end. And then the defense finished the game. They finished the game and came through. Julian Love's game was, you tag it on to what he did last week, and then this week, incredible game, incredible plays. The last catch is exquisite on the sidelines. Toes tapping, hang on to the football, end the game, win the game, a walk-off interception all but. Just fantastic stuff. So, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you guys want to ask questions about, but we're thrilled to get that game. It's been a really difficult stretch. We've played great football teams that are on a high, and every game we've been in it, every game we've had a chance, and we just weren't able to get over the hump. This was a huge ball game for us, of course, going into the final stretch here, but our guys kept hanging, and it's so obvious. And we kept practicing really hard and working really hard, and everybody kept believing that we could do something. And so tonight is that night. So now we'll get cracking for the next game, and we got a short week, and we'll just have to come back together and get working.
92 yards, less than 2 minutes. What does this tell you about Drew Lock, the way you finished that game?
Yes. Beautiful football, just beautiful football. I mean, the poise that we talked to you about last week. I mean, that's where he's been. He's been on it. He's been in command. There's a couple incompletes in that drive. Came right back and hit it and converted and made the first downs and all. And then to throw the touchdown to win a football game. It's amazing stuff. He would be the first to tell you about the guys around him. The offensive line did a great job tonight running the football, and also pass pro-ing. They did a beautiful job against these guys and gave us a chance. And, we couldn't ask for more for him in that game tonight.
What was the process like in deciding on Drew as the starter?
Yeah, Drew took most of the plays during the week. We really tried to save Geno as much as we could and not overexpose him because it's been so short, such a short span of time since the strain. We went out tonight to see could he play if we needed him to play in the workout, and he looked really good in the workout. But that was really the one taxing workout that we put him through. So we knew we could dress him, and if we needed him, we could go to him in hopes we wouldn't have to, so we can buy him another week of healing, because it was really too soon. It was a tough decision. Geno, it was hard as can be on Geno, because we got him all the way to that point and then say, no, dress, be there if we need you, but we'll go with the other fellas, see if we can make it to the next week so you can come back and play next week. And so we would be very hopeful that would happen, that G would be able to practice next week and get ready and prove it and really secure his opportunity to play. And he's going to do it in his brain. I mean, he's a freaking warrior, but we just got to make sure he gets the reps.
Did he fight you on that decision?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were battling, but he understood.
How did you feel about the progress that Drew made this week compared
compared to last week with the decision making and
You know,
football?
honestly, I can't tell you that there's that much. It's that different. I can't tell you that. But we did throw a couple picks. You know, I don't have that perspective right now to compare it. But I thought that his night tonight was, you know, a great night against a bunch of guys that are championship club. You know, and so he came through.
At what point before kickoff did you decide on Locke and Smith?
Yeah, we went up to the window, you know, when we had to figure out who could dress and all that kind of stuff. And so I didn't know, before we went up, we didn't know if Geno would be able to dress in the game, but he did a beautiful job in the workout and showed us that. And so whatever that time frame is, that's when we got serious about it and all that.
So when you decided to move back, that's when you decided Locke would start? Or did you
Yes.
then decide later on about that?
Yeah, we took a little bit of time. I mean, you know, because the first thing was just to react to, okay, he could dress. He could play if we needed him. He could go out there and we'd have to figure out how to get him through the game. And he would have done everything in his power to do that. But I thought we made a hard decision, but a good decision. And now he'll have a chance to really come back, guaranteed this week. This next week. This game, 3 hours of playing football. It might have been the experts said it was too much to expect from him.
If Geno Smith's healthy, he's starting in Tennessee.
What's that?
If Geno Smith's healthy, he's starting in Tennessee.
Yeah. Geno's our starter.
Big picture, how happy are you for Drew, given his whole story?
Oh man, I'm so thrilled for the kid, really. And this is first off, it's a memory that you're never going to lose. He's going to hold on to this Monday night forever. He earned it. He deserved it. He played up to the great moments in the game and came through. And it's been hard. It's been hard for him. Any guy that backs up that has the brain of a starter and the brain of a championship kid, it's difficult as heck to have to wait. And so he's had to do it. But he had his chances, and he almost put together a game good enough last week. And then this week he did the whole thing. So it was amazing.
Drew had, I think, about 116 yards passing before that final drive. He missed the one deep ball for Tyler early.
Yeah, we
on.
had a shot there.
To come back and hit the one to DK, hit the one to Jackson in the end zone for the game winner, to have him come up in that moment like he needed to.
Yeah, I thought that the completions to DK were amazing. The one over the middle he ripped, but the one when he was really tightly covered, and for DK to make that catch in such a crucial situation, and the throw was low and contested and all of that, it was a fantastic play. So yeah, he made the plays he needed to make to win the game.
Only 2 sacks. I don't think Drew even got hit in the first half one time.
No, he didn't, I don't believe. Yeah. The guys up front did a fantastic job. The first quarter rhythm was screwed up because we had a penalty, then we had a 2nd and 16 situation on a loss, and I think there was something else that happened. We couldn't get our first down to get moving. Meanwhile, they had possessed the ball quite a bit. So the first half just, you can't get much out of it, but we finished it doing some stuff. We were moving the ball, and we had a sense that we could go, and we had the ball coming out. And so, we had high hopes that we could get something going.
The run game in the third quarter you mentioned, was that because the first half that you just said you didn't have the chance?
Yeah, we didn't get. Yeah, that's how we intended to play the game, and we didn't get a chance to do it.
What happened on the situation with the 4th down and the timeout and then the review?
Yeah. Well, okay. With the time running down, I called timeout, 1 second left, and after I called the timeout, they challenged the play. And so I was a little screwed up on the rules on that one, and I was trying to get the timeout back. And in essence, because we called timeout, they had extra time to look at it, I guess. That's kind of what he was hammering me about. Because, they always get hammered, so when they get a chance, they get after you a little bit when you're not right. And so that's what occurred there. And so that was, I'm sure, the right thing, but I was fighting it anyway.
Jackson now has 2 game-winning touchdowns in the final minutes again. For a rookie to be that trusted by the quarterback, the coordinator, what does that say about what he's done this year?
I'm telling you, he was so chilled. I mean, he just made the catch of his NFL career, and he was just as calm and poised. He's a great competitor. I'm serious about what I'm saying. What I'm saying here, this guy, it was not too big a deal. It was like no big deal. It's just, of course, I made that catch. He's been doing that his whole life, and it's that kind of confidence and savvy that allows a guy to separate from other players, and he's got that stuff in him. And I was incredibly impressed with that. I caught a couple glimpses of him in between all the craziness and all that stuff. He was just on top of it, man. It was really, really impressive.
John seemed to imply on the pregame show that he re-aggravated his groin in practice.
The week before, in in a play. He just felt it. He didn't re-injure so much as he just felt it. And so we tried to do stuff this past week that didn't do that. We didn't want that to happen because that's the setbacks that we were trying to avoid. So we were really easy on him and made it through it. He was willing to do whatever, but it was just he did not get a ton of work with any tempo at all. So we took it all the way, and we were saving him to check him out tonight to see if he could. Did that break give him enough that he could play? And he convinced us that he could do that, but yet it was still going to be very risky. And so, with everybody was kind of involved, and I had to call it, and that's what we did.
What was your impression of Leonard Williams' play tonight?
I'm sorry, but I didn't catch all the stuff. The guys in the locker room were raving about it. I didn't see what happened from him because I felt like they ran the ball pretty well against us, and we didn't want that to happen. But Leonard had to be doing a nice job because as the game went on, at halftime I think they're averaging 3.8 or something a carry. I felt like they had run for 150 yards, but they hadn't. So I don't have a good perspective. Sorry.
The 2 picks from Julian there to get his head turned around and make the play on the
That's 4 turnovers he's been involved with in the last 2 weeks. Holy cow. Holy cow, man.
How big was he in the fourth quarter for you tonight and last week too?
Yeah, he did an incredible job of playing. He had some other tackles up by the line of scrimmage. He did some cool, some really cool things. But both those catches were really challenging, difficult plays, and he made them look easy. Again, here's another kid that was just so comfortable with that moment, and he would go out and go make another one if you gave him a chance. He just was not moved by it beyond total poise and composure and all. It was really impressive. And he's going to have a baby this week too, so we're really excited about that. We finally got it figured out. It's happened on Wednesday, so it's been baby's been a little bit reluctant on us here. So he's got a big week coming here.
What is it about Monday night? Golden Tate raised the flag tonight. You guys have had so many great Monday night games that have come down the wire like this. What is it about Monday night, the magic that you guys can pull out here at the end?
Yeah, I really, I will go to my dying days not really know, to tell you the truth, because I can't figure it out why, other than the way we do it, and the way we talk about it, and we don't make this into something that it isn't. And our guys, we were so, I gave you so many examples of composure and poise and hanging in there and all that stuff. Drew did a fantastic job. It's what he said to the team afterward, how well we did that. That's being comfortable with the moment and not letting it get you. And we came through in great fashion.
Starting Jackson over Woolen on that.
It's kind of late, we're just kind of hanging out talking there. It's pretty good. I really don't want to go home right now. I'm good. So if you get more questions, I'm cool.
Yeah. Starting Michael Jackson at that corner instead of Woolen.
Guys had a competition this week, and that's how it came out, kind of. And so, they're all playing good football, and so we just thought it was worthy of those guys having a chance, to battle for it, and that's just the way it came out from the week. So,
Coach, 8-0 against the Eagles in your time here in Seattle. What does that mean to you personally and the consistency of this program?
I like stuff like that, but it's no big deal. It don't mean nothing. It's just, I like numbers like that.
With excited there and there, what was your message to him?
I don't know. I was kind of out of my mind in there, so I really can't recall other than, the big thing is to make sure that we realize that if you keep hanging, you can win. That's why we always talk about the fourth quarter. See, this is fourth quarter time right now. This is. We got 3 games left or something? That's right? 3 games left. This is the fourth quarter starting tonight, and it kind of was, but the funky 17-game schedule, you can't quite get it right, So, but it's not just words. There's a mentality about finishing, and we kicked this thing off exactly right tonight. So I'm excited about our chances, and these guys are too. They know. This is what we talk about, finish all the time, all year long, off season and all that. And this was the first real moment, and we captured a heck of a night.
Last question. Why were you out of your mind?
What's that?
So why were you out of your mind?
Why was I out of my mind? Because that was so much fun tonight, Mike. Come on.
Last question. How close or not close was he playing, Kevin?
He's got a legit issue with his hip, and it's not a damaged hip. It's just a hip pointer, but it's really deep and it's really painful. He's been really uncomfortable with it. So I can't imagine that he won't be able to make it back. But that's me wishful thinking. We need him back out there. By the way, I thought Artie did a great job playing that spot tonight. He was all over it. He did a bunch of stuff, disguising, rushing. He blitzed a number of times, and I was really fired up.